Okay. So just remembering, so we're rooted in the feet, and we're powered by the legs, particularly the thighs, and we're directed by the hips, and then we're expressing with the hands. So we're going to start with the feet. There are many levels of practice for every posture and every movement, every series. So the basic and obvious level here is just how it feels. So we want to feel the feet flat on the floor, and we want to feel real steady. Not if the feet are too close, we'll feel tippy, and if they're too far apart, our knees will kind of cave in. So we're just going to feel this. We're just going to feel the feet on the floor, and the balance 50-50 left and right, and then the balance front and back, so that we're not tipped forward or tipped back. And we want to maintain this rooted connection to the earth all throughout the movements. Okay, so for instance, when we do backwash, let's just try this for a second. So just letting the head come down, and then as we bend the back, you'll notice the weight shifts to the front of the feet as we bend down. So we want to correct that. We want to keep the feet 100% flat as we go down. Then as we come back up, we're making little adjustments the whole way. And so it gets much more subtle than that too. So let's just feel the feet and feel them flat and even. And let's just raise the arms. Now when we raise the arms, we're going to tend to fall backwards. Okay, the natural thing is the upper body is going to counteract the raising of the arms, and our weight's going to shift onto our heels. You feel that? That's just naturally happens. So we want to correct for that. So we're going to raise our arms, but maybe we're going to bend our knees just a little bit, and we're going to keep that 100% even pressure on the bottom of the feet. And we do this by the sense of feel, so we can feel it. So any move we do, if we're doing a move in the center, it doesn't affect it much. But if we send this arm out, you see that then we're going to shift the weight toward that arm. So we need to counter that as the arm goes out. We're actually moving the weight a little to the left to counter it, so that our feet are always flat on the ground. Okay, and of course the feet and the hands are very similar. So they're two ends of the spectrum. So now that's sort of the basic level, the level of sensation. So the next level is when we're going to add our mind to the sensation. So we're going to add an intention now to go down, and we're going to imagine and feel roots going down. Now the roots are going to come out of that bubbling well point, okay, in the center of the foot, a little toward the front. The roots are going to extend down. We're imagining the roots going down into the earth, and we're also feeling them. This is very important. It's not just a fantasy, or it's not just an imagination. We're actually embodying by feeling what those roots are. We can do that. So we're extending our sense of touch down into the ground. And you may feel more pressure on your feet when you do that, because you're kind of getting heavier. Okay. So now our consciousness, our attention is mixed with our feelings, and we're extended down beyond the body. We're extending our consciousness beyond the body, down into the earth. We do this all the time. Okay, so that's another level. That's a deeper level of this standing posture. Okay, now we'll add the breath. So in breath lifts us up. Out breath, the attention goes down, 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 out the bubbling wells into the roots. In breath. Out breath. You can move the eyes if you like, going down, 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 down. In breath, straighten up. Drop the chin. Out breath, extend the attention down. Okay, so that's another level where we're combining that, the sensation, the visualization, the intention, and the breath. Okay, and that's just the first position. We haven't even moved yet. And already we've got several different levels of practice here. Now see if you can just bring your attention to the bubbling well, the area just behind the balls of the feet. And we want to focus on both at once. Okay, now with the in-breath, we're going to breathe that, we're going to breathe the energy up from the earth. This is the life force energy. So we breathe that up through the roots, through the bubbling well, up through the body, out the top of the head. Out breath, back down. So we're kind of creating a symmetrical sort of tree where the roots go out at the bottom and then the sort of branches go out at the top. Okay, and so we can move our attention up the body anywhere and out the top of the head and up into the universe, but we're starting with the grounding, right? But then you can get a felt sense of this vertical axis at every level of the body. Okay. Okay. Very good. Your bottoms of the feet may feel even heavier than normal because we've added the intention. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead now and bow to the directions. And so we're going to start with dip the knees a little bit, come up, then that drives the hands. Remember, it's driven by the legs, expressed in the hands. Now, the prayer position can be done with the palms touching each other, the hands are put together, or they can be a couple of inches apart. Okay. And the reason for this is because as we get more sensitive to our sensations in the body and to the energy body, we really don't want to touch. It just doesn't feel right sometimes. And when the hands are separated, there's this, for lack of a better word, there's a sense of this kind of force field between them. And there's heat and so on. So when we go to make this a prayer position to bow, it's fine to put them together if you feel like it. Just be aware that there's another option, which is to have them somewhat apart. Okay? All right, so then we'll bow to the east. Check the feet, the weight on the feet as you go down. Okay, now we're going to turn to the right, so we'll shift the weight to the left foot, pivot the right around, pivot the left on the heel, Sink down and bow. Keeping the feet flat. Shift the weight to the left, step around. In breath, out breath, bow. And shift the weight to the left, step around. And to the north, so in breath, bow with the out breath. Shift the weight to the left, step around for the last time. And now we're going to go up, so we in breath, out breath, hands go up. Now here we're going to move bring our attention up the arms, up into the hands, up into the fingertips, and extend beyond the fingertips. And this connects to the top of the head, connecting way, way, way up. Send the intention way, way, way up and out. Sun, the moon, the stars. Okay? And as we move the arms around, we're still extended. So the body's gotten much, much bigger. Okay, and then we're going to bend at the waist. That's an out breath. Check the weight on the feet as you go down. Extend. Very good. And as we come up, now we're going to bring all of this into the body. And again, the hands can be placed on the heart and below the navel, or they can be a couple of inches in front. Okay. Either way, there's this direct connection between the palm of the hand, palms of the hands, and the dantians, the lower dantian, the middle dantian. And then in this position, we can easily become aware of the movement of the body with the breath. Be aware of any sensations in the palms of the hands. We're not focusing on the fingers this time. This is the palms of the hands. Your feet are flat. And then when you're ready, just return to the standing posture. And now we have 4 levels of this standing posture that we can check in with. And then just get a sense again of the vertical axis or column. This aligns the body within itself, and it aligns the body between materiality, the world of form, down below, and the abstract or the boundless world above. So we're extending up and down. So we're not only aligning and harmonizing this body, we're doing so for the earth and the cosmos at the same time. Okay, very good. And now just, you can break your stance a little if you want. And just to feel the difference, so this is, name of this is standing position, standing number 1 position. And then this one is standing mountain. And the difference is the standing one is an enclosed posture. Standing mountain is expressing downward. So the arms are a little stiff, the hands are a little stiff, and now we're utilizing the extending the fingers, so we're extending our attention. So from the heart, through the arms, down the hands, and now out the fingers. And that draws us down even more. It's very rooted, very grounded posture. This is a wonderful meditation posture if you feel ungrounded for some reason. If you're dealing with something difficult, or your mind is just going, just come into standing mountain. And then feel the feet on the floor, evenly weighted, and then the vertical posture. Okay? And so just for standing, one again. Now this one is about the palms of the hands. So the palms of the hands are facing each other. The elbow is a little soft. It's as if we're holding something very light and very soft. But the intention of the flow is it goes hand to hand. So it goes through the whole system. So there's this verticality, and that's the alignment. And then there's the flow within the system, and that refers to the flow of blood, the flow of air, the flow of lymph, all of the movement within the body. So we're attuning to that. Okay. There's actually quite a difference. So here the attention's going to be more at the in the palms. Okay. So then dipping the knees and let the hands come up. Now the standing number two, or the standing position of embracing the tree. This is about the fingertips now are facing, and the palms. So we're making this circle through the heart. We're cycling the energy at the level of the heart. Okay, and so we can just play with this. So with the next in breath, and then out breath. So we're expressing breathing here. So in breath, we expand. Out breath, relax. And now see if you can sense a connection between the hands. And only move the hands apart until you can't feel that anymore, and then come back. Okay. Now this could be a very small movement, and that's fine. So we're increasing the sensitivity of the hands, the fingertips and the palms. Okay, very good. Now, so this is really gathering the chi in the body. Now to express, so sink deeper, and now we're going to move this out. Okay, now here, we're expressing out the fingertips, aren't we? And out the palms as well. So this is called radiating. Okay, so coming back in. Now we're pointing with the fingertips to the sternum. So in breath. So we've gathered this chi in the body, and now we're expressing it outward. Okay, very good. Let's reduce the movement a little now. And now just notice sensations in the hands. Okay, and then let's turn the hands and we'll continue. Now we're going to go up and down, so palm to palm. My teacher, Trisha Yu, calls this pulling taffy. So you're just extending, compressing the space between the palms. It's fine to imagine a connection between the palms, maybe light or warmth, and that's good. And then we're also feeling. Okay, let's go diagonal. Good, and now the other way, diagonal. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, now let's go into cloud hands. So we'll have one hand above the other, the upper hand opposite the heart, the lower hand opposite the belly. And the palms are directly connected. And this is all happening right in the center line of the body, so it's not off to the side somewhere. And the hands remain in this relationship to the torso as we turn. So we're going to turn, the hands don't move, just the hips. Remember, it's grounded in the feet, propelled by the legs, directed by the hips. So we're turning the hips. Okay, now switch the hands. Check that, feel that connection again. Now turn. Very good. Switch. Okay, and now put some grace into it, some flow. And so now we're not only working with the palms and the dantians, we're moving through the clouds surrounding the body. And so this is sort of the personal space. And it goes all around the body, as if the body is surrounded with this fog or these clouds. Now, in this move, you can just let this move sing. It becomes very expressive. The palms still connect at the center, but now we're actually moving the hands. This is an expressive movement now. Okay, very good. And then we're feeling into the area around the body here. Okay, let's reduce the movement. And then end up where you began. Now the hands may just want to naturally imitate the breath and sort of move apart with the in-breath. Okay, reduce the movements. Now, you maybe can see, if you just imagine just putting your hands together, grasping the hands. It wouldn't really feel right, would it? The hands don't really want to touch anything. It's like it's almost as if they're wearing these big mittens of some kind, and mittens made out of light, and they just don't need to physically touch, but they're very connected. Okay. Okay, and now let's just turn the palms toward the body. This is completely different. So all of that, which was around the body, all the cloud hands is now, that's connected into the body. So the body actually fills with this cloud light, sort of becomes this cloud. Okay, very good. So let's drop the non-dominant hand. And now we're going to use the palm again. And as we move the hand up, we're focusing the attention on the front of the spine. Okay, all the way up the neck. We're focusing it now into the brain. We're focusing it to the top of the head. Okay, and down the inside front of the body. So let's try that one more time. Let's start at the bottom, point down to the ground that goes down into the earth. Now we're going to come up. Now the visualization is light, heat, energy coming out of the palm, penetrating the body and lighting up the spine as it goes up, and the heart and so on, lighting up the inside of the body. Okay, and you can visualize this and you can feel it. The hand comes up, it's enlivening, okay, and then at the top, then we extend out. Okay? And then as the hand comes down, now we're focusing on the inside front of the body. This won't be as strong. And then pointing down. Okay, now try it with the fingers. So pointing to the center of the body. This is really directing our attention. Straight up the inside of the body, up the head, straight up, out the top of the head. Now we're pointing forward, so inside front of the body, and then down. Okay, so sink the knees. So in breath, breathe normally. Top, out breath, look up, breathe normally. Okay, now let's do the other hand. So now pointing, in breath, lighting up the spine, lighting up the inside of the body. Breathe normally to get out the top. So there's an out breath at the very top. And down. Very good. Now we're going to use both hands. So in breath, lighting up the torso from the inside. When it starts to come back down, the other one starts coming up. Okay, go ahead and sink the knees. You can let go, completely let go of the visualization. Just feel the movement. Very good. Okay, let's reduce the movements. And just in with both hands at the heart area, embracing the heart. You know, we just want to get a sense of the posture, the weight on the feet, belly's relaxed, shoulders are dropped, chin is dropped a little. Okay, then let's return to standing one. Okay, now tree and spring, we can put it all together. So sinking down, pointing down, we're bringing up from the earth through the roots, through the bubbling wells, through the perineum. Now we're pointing to the inside of the spine, the internal organs, through the neck, lighting up the brain, out the top, extend, out, up, stretch, look up. Okay, still extended as you come down. So this is all around, front and back. Okay, very good. Now pointing down, stiffen the fingers a little. Now pointing with intention into the body. Feel it. Extend up, extend out in all directions. Okay, once more. We're using the fingers now, fingertips down, pointing in. Body's lighting up. Up into the heavens. All around, connecting with all that is. And just notice sensations in the hands. Okay, very good. Okay, let's go ahead now and bring up our stool, chair. All right, and go ahead and bring up one of your feet. Rest your ankle on your knee. Bring up one of your feet, and then just feel for that bubbling well spot. Okay, the balls of the feet are not it. That's a lot of muscle. Then you move toward the heel, and you'll find a place in the middle of the foot, behind the ball, that's deep. I mean, you can put your finger in pretty deeply. And it's not a point, it's an area. And so what you probably are doing already is you're massaging that area. Just make circles with your fingers, and just massage that area. It feels very good. And this is taught as in Qi massage, in energy massage. This is to rid the body of blockages to grounding. So if a person, what they say is if a person's feeling hysterical, this is the first aid, is to massage, to feel that bubbling well there. And just by bringing a lot of sensation to it, a lot of attention to it, it grounds the energy, mental and physical energy in the body. Of course, you can You can do the whole arch. You can massage your foot however you want, but that's the point, that bubbling well point, or area, I should say. Okay. Okay, and now let's do the other foot. Same thing. Okay. This is one of the reasons that Taoist meditation is not done in a lotus position, like Buddhist meditation is, because they want the bubbling wells. The teaching is you want the bubbling wells to be in touch with the ground, and you want the joints to be soft and not super compressed, so that the what they would say is so that the qi can flow through the legs, but just so you don't get cramps and you don't restrict the blood flow or the nerves and so on. So that's one of the reasons for that. So that's the feet. Now the hands, whatever your mudra is, whatever your hand position is for meditation, it's fine. Whatever you like, you can do. But before you do, why don't you just try massaging that Laogun point in the hand. It won't be as sensitive as the foot, but just let the hands relax. This just makes us more aware of how this part of the hand feels, which is, part of the Qigong practice. Okay, all right, very good. So if the hands are placed just flat down on the thighs, this is a closed position. There's nothing wrong with it, but this is cycling the qi within the body system. Okay, so, and that's fine. If you flip the hands over and you put the palms up, so this is a position of openness to the boundless realm. So this is, the palms are facing what they would call the heavens. I would say the cosmos. So this is very receptive. So it's very much the opposite of having the palms down. So let's just try, so flipping the palms down, how does that feel? Okay, and now flipping them so they're up, now how does that feel? So there's probably much more of a sense of expansiveness when the palms are like that. So in your sitting practice, you can feel what's appropriate. I mean, the hand position will affect your meditation, what's going on in your mind, in your body. Okay, now if you do some kind of a hands together position, so the cosmic mudra is right hand down, left hand on top of it, and then the thumbs touching. This is Soto, this is the Zen position, and one of the advantages of this posture is if you start to space out, your thumbs will detach. And if you're too tense, your thumbs will push together. They should be just touching, barely. So that's that mudra. This can cause tightness though in the back, in the shoulders, but this is a very common one. There's the yin and yang mudra where you take the right hand and then put the back of the left hand against it, and then fold the right thumb in and then fold the left thumb in. So you have this sort of yin and yang. That's a common Taoist meditation posture because you're enabling the thumb to touch the two fingers on one hand and then be opposite the two fingers on the other hand. So this is the dragon's eye or the crane's eye. I can't tell you all the esoteric meanings of this. They have to do with acupuncture points and so on. But that's what it is. And so we're just doing that with the two hands as best we can. So that's a good mudra. This is a very enclosed, it's an enclosed posture. Now, if you see statues of the Buddha, often there'll be one hand in the lap and the other like this. This is a teaching mudra. You see, the palm is facing the one you're teaching. So you're expressing the Dharma through the palm of that hand. You're also seeing the other person with the hand. So I'll go into this a little bit. So the depiction of the Bodhisattva Avalokita is that she has 10,000 hands and arms and an eye in each hand, right in that spot. And this is how she watches all the joy and all the sorrow in the world and has compassion for all beings. Okay? So let's just assume that posture just for a moment. So in breath, so this is tree and spring. Breathe normally, okay? And then, so now as we move the hands out, we're imagining we're creating 10,000 hands and arms, like a peacock, okay? All the way down. The palms are forward, okay? And you can see this in Buddhist statuary. Okay, let's fold it back up. We're folding it all up. Back. Down. Now there's just two arms and two hands. Okay, well, let's do it again. So in breath. Okay, now the palms are forward. And we're giving and receiving. We're surrounding this. So this is expanding perception of everything. And then coming back into your mudra. And you can sit and utilize the image of yourself as this compassionate being. You actually embodying this compassionate being or compassionate self. You're surrounded by these 10,000 arms and hands that are giving and taking with the world. Okay, let's go ahead and fold those all back in. It's like a big fan, isn't it? And then kind of come back down. And then place your hands however you like. If you put the palms up, you're sort of, the body's sort of remembering that, the 10,000. Okay, and so in Buddhist iconography, so all of these different bodhisattvas and Buddhas and so on, these are beings to be embodied. to be embodied. So compassion is an embodied force in the world. It's expressed through the body. So when we're being compassionate, we're embodying the deity. Okay, and now let's just sort of experiment and feel the difference if you put your hands together in your lap. Now, how does that feel? Okay, and then finally, so I've said this, I've said this pretty often. I just want to come back to this. So the sleep position is one hand on the heart, the other one on the belly. This is a meditation posture for lying down. Okay, very good. Well, let's go ahead and do our closing movement. Now, the first movement of the closing is to clap hands, which just goes against everything, right? All this hypersensitivity. But that's the reason for it. It's to just bring us into the here and the now in this moment. It's shocking, okay? And create the heat. Now we're going to massage the body. So there's an order to this, but just do whatever you want. So you want to do the eye sockets and the temples, ears, forehead, face, however you want to do it. So, the hands are the instruments of healing in energy medicine. And so they can be used on your own body. All right, thank you so much for your practice. And you can leave or stay. Okay, just want to say a couple words about um, chi healing. Not something that I'm anywhere near an expert in by any means, but I have experienced it. Um, my daughter was a professional. She worked for Dean Clinic. She was a professional chi healer, and she had spectacular results. The doctors gave her what they called unkindly the train wrecks, people they couldn't help. They tried everything, and they would give them to her, and she had uh, about a 1/3 cure rate with those people, and then 1/3 improvement, significant improvement, and then 1/3 she couldn't do anything much with. So in order to get to see her, you had to book an appointment 3 months in advance, and this was 15 years ago or so. So, and I've experienced energy healing with other healers. A lot of people consider it pseudoscience and woo-woo and all of that, which is fine until you experience it, and then you don't. Then your attitude changes. And I think my teacher Tricia Yu would say that we're constantly in a biofeedback loop with our body. Whatever we're doing with our body is affecting our mood, it's affecting our thoughts, it's affecting our actions. It's a constant thing. So if we can be more conscious with how that's working, we're going to be able to uh, be happier and to be more energetic. And this is from a woman who's been dealing with the most painful chronic illness that there is, and still manages to be a lot of the time to be very positive and curious and happy, and even though she's in pain most of the time. So uh, if you work with these things, you really start feeling it. It doesn't take long. Some people right away. It took me a year of practicing Qigong before I even began to feel any of this stuff because I'm dense. But for some people, it comes right away. So if you're interested in Qi healing, I mean, I would recommend you to some other people. Okay, so questions or